Good to see you, Eli. Good to see you. I think
Sure.
we start to have some more people coming in. I will just give it. Let's give it another few minutes. Yes, Jasmine and Kim are coming in.
Other than the note takers.
Yeah, sorry, Eli, I cut you off.
Joe's here. Joe, you're here. Jasmine is here. Azul is here. Oh no, that's the note taker.
Yeah,
What we call the imposters.
that's right.
And William. Nice to see you here, William. How you doing? You all right, William?
I'm doing right. How about yourself? Good to see you guys.
Yeah, very well. So, Zach, how was your week? Was it productive, especially when it comes to AI?
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings. Who's that? Jasmine.
Yes, Jasmine is here.
Jasmine, why can we not see you? Don't be shy.
You want to see me?
Of course.
Can I be seen?
I'm sick to death of seeing men.
Okay, understandably so, right? So how about this? As of next week and further, we'll all be able to see me, and then we can be. You cannot be seeing me.
Yeah.
That's the deal. That's the deal.
We're gonna get a face reveal.
Yes.
There we go.
Well, you know what? I'm definitely going to be here early, 5 minutes early, Jasmine. Don't you forget it.
Okay, say that, Eli, and I will make sure it is worth being seen.
Yeah, good. I can confirm it's worth. Just to keep up the motivation for our guys.
I'll tell you what, I bet you there will be less note takers in and more real people. Now we know Jasmine's going to be revealing.
That's a very good point.
And that is great motivation for me, as well. I will make sure that it is worth being seen so we can get less note takers and more people. Okay.
Thank you, Jasmine. Just what the doctor ordered.
Indeed.
It's good to have you back also, Jasmine. And we also, yes, hello, William. How are you?
Yes, good to see you guys. Hello, I'm Mohammed. Good to see you.
Excellent.
Happy
I see.
Thursday.
Sorry, William.
Happy Thursday, everyone.
Yes. Hey, William, have you already said hi directly to Zach and likewise, Zach? Because you guys are both in Atlanta.
We should definitely connect.
Yes.
Yeah. Good to see you. Get coffee and stuff. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, there are a few of us in Atlanta. Isn't Jasmine in Atlanta also?
I am.
I was. Jasmine's in Tampa now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's not too far, Tampa, from Atlanta, no?
No, it's about 7 hours drive.
5 hours drive. Yes.
Yeah, in the context of the U.S. continent, that's not too far. Excellent. Yeah, we're starting to have some good people around that area, Georgia and Florida. And then I think we have in Texas, we have quite a good crowd also in Toronto and Vancouver. So it's nice to see the community coming up. Ryan, welcome. Ryan, I think you're in the Detroit area or Michigan. I always confuse.
Yep.
Do we have anybody in New York?
Ryan.
Yes. Sorry, Zach, we're going to reply that. Ryan, what did you say?
Oh, I was just confirming. Yes, I'm in Michigan.
Michigan, yes. I think, Zach, you asked if anybody is in New York?
Correct.
Yes, we have Edwin, Ed. I don't know if he's, unfortunately, it clashes with some of his meetings on Thursdays, but he's trying to come in. But we have Ed in New York.
Okay. It's great to know that we have colleagues that we could maybe partner up with in any of the larger markets in the U.S.
Oh, definitely. And I think Ed would be a good contact for you, Zach, and anyone, because he's a little bit like Jasmine. He understands the technology side and the business side. So you can bring him in and form a team, and we back you up, guys.
Very good.
Okay, cool. I think we have quite enough of people. Eli, maybe we can kick this off?
Of course. Let's start.
Excellent. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Okay. Let's see. Is this readable enough for you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Welcome everybody. Thank you for those who have been with us for a while. Thank you for sticking. Those who are joining us, welcome. So we are continuing our journey of this AI and automation. And since last week, or let's say this month, we are gearing up more and more to balance between knowledge and practical AI automation development and deployment. So as we go, we want to make this more and more practical, and also more and more how to do X, Y, Z with Artilla. So today we've done the 5 minutes intro, and then we're just going to do a catch up based on last week. Last week we did structured output, which is very powerful and very important for us to use and to propose to our enterprise clients because we get the structured output. So today we have a news a couple of 2 weeks ago about that there was a new AI model that I will introduce to you that will have an impact on this, and we will build automations for that. Actually, it's already compatible, our Artilla command with this. And then today we're gonna go through the PDF as a file format, because this is the file format that is the most used in enterprise environment, and it's also the text archiving format that is recognized by the law, by regulators like financial regulations, banking regulations, insurance, or even medical records. If you want to keep data on a long term in a file, PDF is the format of choice, and we will introduce to you today which kind of PDFs, because there are different PDF formats and how to handle them for our enterprise clients. And then I'll show you, we will finish with a demo on how to use Artilla to automate filling up an onboarding PDF form. And this is very powerful, very demanded by companies. They want to automate the onboarding. So instead of sending an email and saying to the client, here is the PDF, fill it up for us, and then sending it back by email, we can automate that part, and I will give you more details on that. And then for those who have time, we can take 10 minutes plus. So I think, Eli, our 10 minutes are kind of becoming Moroccan minutes. They last an hour. We'll see. Those who can, you can stay, and we can work on this further. Let's start with our little map on our data value chain. So we are still here in the third step, and we are scraping, it's about scraping data or mining data from files. But today, the specific point is how to do so from a PDF file. Just like I said, because this is the most important file format in the enterprise environment. And before we dive in, let's look at the new model that came in. Actually, it's not new, but there is a new variant that came in last week. This model is called Qwen. Qwen is a series of AI model that we can download, and they are free. So we can run them locally with Artilla. And Qwen-2.5 VL, this is a new model called VL. Why I'm talking about it, and they released it about 10 days ago, is because so you know already it's developed by Alibaba. It's because it's a vision model. So what is a vision model? It's a model that can understand and manipulate media like images and videos. A text generation model will just input text, output text. So that's what we use with Llama 3.2, or last week we did Mistral. Those models were text, AI generative text. So these are vision model. And the most important part is that it has a native support for structured outputs. That means that you can feed it a PDF or an image with our instructions that we saw last week, and it will output you the structured data. So this is one more option that we have to use local AI for free and unlimited to basically read more than just text from our files. It's a 32 billion parameter model. It means that it was trained on 32 billion parameters. And because of the size of it, that's huge. That's like 30 gigabytes of video RAM. It can only run for now on an RTX 5090, which are the latest cards, or the coming NVIDIA GB10 that I told you guys we should buy, the one at $3,000 coming up. That will have 96 gigabytes of ready-to-use GPU RAM, so that can cover this model easily. So Ryan, this is for you. With that kind of local hardware, you will be able to use this model and just increase your output in terms of managing PDF. So this is very powerful. It's free and it's completely hermetic and secure for our enterprise clients because we don't move any PDF out of their network. So if they have medical patients, financial data, sensitive data, it's not going out, and we are getting them the best of what is being available in the cloud. Any questions on this? Otherwise, we can deep dive in the Q&A. But I put here the link for you guys if you want to go and read more. And we will do later on, we will do a tutorial on how to download this model and use it with Artilla. So right now it's really just for information purposes.
Mohammed, I have just a very quick comment.
Yes, please.
And I think you may have been touching on this just now, but Honoré and I are working on a very similar case right now where in my financial practice, my primary business, we are transporting information from I guess it's a Google form over to a PDF. And
yeah,
our only concern, and I think this is what you were touching on, is that the PII, the data that's very sensitive, like their social security numbers, dates of birth, those types of things.
Yes.
We're a little, I'm not completely comfortable transferring that in a Google form.
Yeah.
I think I'm even more concerned about what the client may think of that.
Definitely.
And I'm curious how we address those security issues with transferring the data, or that part of the data.
Yeah, so that's what you will get, I think, soon next week. The AI automation backend that we have been building, and I think half of you guys have already received it. Ryan just got it this week. That will solve your sensitive and security problem because you will self-host something like Google Sheet, even more powerful actually. Oh, so wow. we use a dedicated PostgreSQL 17 database with vector and JSONB format that we covered. So you will get more formats than Google Sheet, more privacy, more power, and completely AI ready. That will solve your issue.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And today, the example I will show today, we will be able to do the same example, pulling data instead of a Google form or a Google Sheet. We can pull data from the Directus or the AI backend that we will do together. So
okay, and what is that called? And I'll be quiet. With the more secure mechanism.
So we're using PostgreSQL 17 as a database, and on top of it we install Directus, which is a headless CMS, a professional level, and then that gives us a backend that allows us to read data from our own private kind of database, and it's very powerful. So we will cover that in the coming, maybe next week. We will share and demo the whole tech stack about
perfect.
this.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question? I think Ryan asked something is about the link. Yeah, Ryan. I don't have access to the chat. Yeah. So
yeah, just wondering if you could throw that in the chat.
Sure.
It's hard to read. It's small on my screen. So
yeah. So just so that I don't go in and out, if you don't mind. So all this content, the lesson, the links, and also the files, because we will share with you today files, they will be in artilla.com/community. Here /community, where you have access. There is a new lesson. Let me show it here once, then you can see it. You go to courses and data track, and we just put this one, PDF management for enterprise. So here you will have everything to download here. And all the content of the course will be here, including the links.
Perfect. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, so let's move on. And now the next point is, let's talk about these PDF formats and especially this specific PDF format that is called PDF-A or PDF/A. So first, very basics. PDF stands for Portable Document Format. Very simple. PDF-A, the A is for archiving. And this actually has been developed, the whole standard of PDF and PDF-A has been developed by the ISO standard. So that's important because that will give us the compliance level and so on. We're not using a PDF format that is not recognized by an international standard. So why PDF-A and not regular PDF for us and our clients? The first reason is it's designed for long-term preservation. Zach, I think you know this very well, but when you are in a financial sector or insurance sector, sometimes you have laws that says that whatever you have as a document, you need to keep them at least 5 years to 10 years for audit purposes. So I'm not sure in the US, 6 years, good. So that means that you need to have a format that will not die off. And the regular PDF format is not designed for long-term preservation, but the PDF-A is designed to hold. It's like a harder stone. It's like a marble, you know, some form like that for longevity. So it can last more than 10 years. So you can sustain any audit in the future and you can remain compliant with your industry. The second advantage, they all relate to the same thing, which is preserving the data for long term, is that it's completely self-contained. It doesn't have to rely on external fonts, color profiles, or other things that are called by regular PDFs. Here, the idea is that you bring everything into the file so that it's a standalone. And because now you have everything loaded in the file, when you open it on any device, it will look the same. Because even if you're missing this color scheme or you're missing this font, it doesn't matter, the font is within the PDF. There is no active content. That's very important because that's how you get hacked. Sometimes there is JavaScript code, sometimes there is other malicious codes. There is no JavaScript, no executable code, no video, no audio, nothing that can compromise the file from within. So this brings us more security, more compatibility. Number 4 is readability compliance. So this is text-based, machine readable. And also for us, it's very good for future data extraction tools. So if you save the PDF in this format, you ensure future automation potential to 100%. Because this forces us to convert all the text format into actual text in the PDF. And then of course there is the legal and regulatory compliance that courts, governments, or regulating bodies may ask you. And again, for our side, for the automation, because most often the PDF-A format, it requires or it forces you to make the text searchable and selectable because people want to copy and paste. So let's say a financial auditor comes in and you have a PDF statement of transactions. If they cannot highlight the text and copy and paste, for them it's not compliant because they cannot do their job. They will have to kind of do an OCR and complexifies the audit. So that's one reason why it requires us to make the text searchable and selectable, which is very good for us because that means that OCR, optical character recognition, has already been done, which we can do with Artilla as well. So these are the basic 6 advantages or differences of PDF-A versus a regular PDF. So we're talking about something very common, but unfortunately PDF-A is very uncommon, at least from the enterprises that we met with. Is not very known. So we need to bring this attention, we need to bring to our customers the attention that they can recognize what is PDF-A and why we advise them to work with PDF-A. Okay, I think it makes a lot of sense. Now let's look at the different formats that exist in PDF-A. So there are multiple generations of PDFs, of PDF-A technology released in different years and based on different platforms. Let's call them platforms like Windows 11, Windows 10. The same thing happens with PDF. So it started with the PDF-A 1B that was launched in 2005 on the 1.4 platform. So how we're comparing the different PDF formats is that we look at the compatibility level, the preservation risk, and the support for digital signature. Because again, Zach, when we do financial contracts and so on, and you want your contract to be recognized in courts, there are different standards that are used in the US, in the European Union, or other zones and countries that will only recognize a digital contract if the digital signature is of a certain digital format. And then it will have the same legal value as a wet signature in court. So that's important for us because if we use a PDF format that cannot support digital signature, then we lose that big important aspect for our enterprise clients. So So we just did a comparison of all the formats, and this is an interesting point of technology evolution where older versions are actually better for us than newer versions at the moment. So if you look at the latest PDF version, PDF-A version, which is called the 4EF or the 4B platform, is based on PDF 2.0, which is the latest version, but then the compatibility is not yet there. A lot of readers, a lot of applications, a lot of servers, a lot of regulators, software that reads the PDF have not yet upgraded their compatibility with the new format of PDF2. So if we implement PDF2 or PDF-A 4 generation, it will be counterproductive right now in 2025. If we implement PDF-A3, which is also just 1 year older than the PDF-A2B, which we advise, that is okay, but suddenly from excellent, we move to good in terms of compatibility, and from low preservation risk, low risk of losing data, it becomes medium. So we are not earning any benefit. So this is the format that we advise we go with, guys, for this year and the next couple of years. Given that the longevity is 10 years plus, it is safe today to work with this format. So this is the format we will adopt in our program, and this is the format we advise you guys to implement in your PDF management strategy. So it's PDF-A-2B. That's what we will go with. Any question, guys? If not, I want to quickly welcome Jesse. I think, Jesse, I saw something pop up. I don't know if you're there. If you want to say hi.
No, I'm here. You know what? There's a holiday tonight. It's sort of a bonfire thing with the kids, and you can see by the state of me that I've been trying to gather wood in the dark and figure it out at the last minute. Sorry, I'm late.
No worries. No worries. Welcome. I just wanted to introduce you to the group, guys. We have Jesse. Jesse is in Israel. So in that part of the world, he will be with us, representing us and pushing AI automation. So Jesse, welcome to the community, and please go and interact with our nice brothers and sisters from around the world.
Thank you, Mohammed, and it's very nice to meet all of you and a pleasure to be part of this.
Super, Jess. If there is any new member, I don't know if Tayo, you're here. It would be nice also to have you pop up. If not, we can continue. So yes, welcome, Jesse. Let's go. Any question, guys? Any question about this PDF format? Is this the first time you hear about it? Cyrus joined. Hello, Cyrus. Eli, maybe the question is not interesting. I move on. I think you're mute.
It's the first time I've seen an analysis of the different PDF formats, so it's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Yes, so this is just that means that we need also to play an awareness role with our customers. Otherwise, they will just underestimate it, and then after a few years, they tell you, Mohammed, you did this PDF automation for us. Now now that we have an audit, it's not recognized. So this is why it could lead to problems.
Mohammed, if you don't mind, I know that
yes.
I'm late and I know you have an agenda, but
yes,
because I work in M&A, there is a legal aspect to it. It's one of our pain points. Can you just give me a quick brief on what you guys were doing here? Because I picked up on some of the keywords of legal and
yes, of course. Yeah. Do you see the screen right here? This is the slide that you just missed maybe by a couple of seconds. So today we're talking about which PDF format we should use in our AI and automation and even intervention in companies. And there is this format that is called PDF/A, and the A stands for archiving. So you will have access to this, Jesse, but basically it's for long-term preservation of data for regulatory and audit purposes and legal purposes. If you keep a regular PDF of your contract with your customer, it may not be recognized in court in 5 years, or if you have an audit in 5 years, they may punish you because you have kept that important data in a PDF format that is not recognized by governments and regulators and law. That's why so PDF-A is that kind of a format which is very easily missed, but has such a big impact on the legal aspects of our work with our enterprises. But it comes with many other advantages for AI automation, which is it's self-contained. There is no viruses or JavaScript, that can steal your data. All the fonts are there. It is more readable from a machine perspective, so we can automate the data out of it. And there's so many other advantages that are good for automation. And here we were just explaining within the PDF-A format family, there are multiple versions. And the one that we advise as of today in 2025 is still this old 2011 model format, which is the PDF-A 2B. Why? Because it has the best compatibility potential. When we say compatibility, it's not compatibility with like a device, a physical device. It's compatibility with all the softwares that the governments are using, the regulators. They may have some software that analyze the PDF, and they will not upgrade their software to be compatible with the latest version of PDF 2.0. So if you now go faster than the music, as we say in French, if you dance faster than the music, you fall. And right. that's what happened with this. Sometimes with technology, you don't want to adopt the latest standard because the latest standard doesn't have yet the industry compatibility. So we advise that we stick to this for a couple of years. We're safe to work with PDF A to B format. It gives us the best compatibility, and also it gives us, as of today, the lowest risk of losing data or breaking the integrity of the documents. So the risk of integrity loss is very low. So that's what we will go with. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome. Pleasure. And there are a few things just to bring to your attention, and again, this is more the awareness we do between us is also the awareness we will have to give to our customers and enterprise. So it's based on this ISO standard. That's the platform PDF version 1.7. This is important. Again, here Jesse and Zach, it supports digital signature, the one that is legal. For us, when we manage a lot of data, this is very important because it supports JPEG 2000. JPEG 2000 and transparency and layers, that means that PDF can layer multiple images and the images can be compressed to JPEG 2000. That means that instead of having a contract that was 5 megabyte file, I can have it will only take 1 megabyte because I can compress the images. That's very important because I will not blow up my database with this format. The other good thing is that all the softwares that recognize digital signatures, they will be able to read and recognize the signature, and it's maintained by ISO, so we have an international standard and a serious organization behind this standard. And let's now see, before I give you the demo, sorry, now we're moving into another section. So before we move to that section, we welcome any question that you may want to have.
Question.
Yes.
There's been some question.
Yes,
is
Jasmine.
to be the standard built into compliance for companies. She wants to be specific in her question. Sorry to stop you.
No, that's very good. That's what we want. So yes, Jasmine, this is this slide. This is the most commonly expected format or used format in regulated or even enterprise level that are aware of their legal obligations when it comes to preserving and safeguarding PDF documents. Does that answer your question, Jasmine?
It does, yes. And you actually answered it when you were speaking to the ISO standard and basically how this is acceptable for now, but we should be watching out that this could change, basically.
Excellent, excellent. Any other question, maybe, Eli, please?
William has got something to say. William, do you want to speak?
Yes, Mr. Mohammed. And I normally use Adobe PDF as an editor. So which software that allow us, or what's the common software that you normally use to export to different options or different standard that you show earlier, different versions, PDF-A, PDF-A 2B, and a different version like that?
Yeah, so this may not be... Yeah, sorry, William, go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Sorry, it was the connection. I couldn't hear well your last...
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Can go ahead. Yes. Thanks, William. So sometimes this option of saving as a PDF AB is not available in the free version of Adobe Reader. You may need a paid version of Adobe Editor or something, but you can also find online tools, and we will later on. So this is like for information at this level of our training, but in the next sessions when we will start to deal with these PDFs, we will share with you tools to compress PDF, to correct PDFs, and to save them in the right format, and also make them as small as possible. This will be part of another tutorial or practical lesson, William, but we will cover it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, William. Eric, welcome, and you've been quiet.
Yeah, I've been listening.
Nice. Nice. Eli, if there is no other questions, then I'm happy to move to the next phase. Jasmine.
Yeah, Jasmine, yeah.
Yes, thank you for that information, Jasmine. And by the way, Jasmine and the team, so for all this knowledge that we have in between us, please go to artilla.com/community and let's put it in there, you know. Hey, I noticed that, I found this, there is this software, and then it's not just us pushing content, we also want to learn from you guys and learn between us. So I think we probably exhausted the questions so far. Let's now look, so a small gateway to your question, William, is in the next step, I'm going to show you guys a demo on how to use Artilla to automate onboarding of customers and reduce the customer onboarding journey in a secure, so later in a secure way, but right now in a convenient way. But before we do that, there is a concept that we need to also understand and prepare, which is in PDF files, you can create what we call custom or input fields. So let's say you have a PDF of a SSS4 form or a tax declaration form or some form for immigration or whatever, and you want to automate the filling up of that form to help your customers. So to do that, you need to create what we call input fields. To create input fields, we listed for you guys a couple of software that you can use. If you have a desktop software, for this example, I use LibreOffice, which is kind of an open source free version of Microsoft Office. It's called LibreOffice. It's available for free. You can download it, and it's amazingly good for PDF management. And inside, you can open a PDF. So we put for you here how to do. You open the PDF and then use the form controls toolbar, and then you can insert fields, and then you export. You can open a Word document or a Word-like document, create your fields, and then export it as a PDF. And that exported PDF with input fields will be ready for Artilla or other automation tools to pre-fill it automatically. That's what we want to do, is we want to be able to automatically fill up a form on behalf of our customers. So these are the softwares. There's another one called Foxit PDF Reader. It has a free version, and all these they work on Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So you're safe, all of you guys. If you don't want to use and download the desktop application, or for some regulation you cannot install it, there are two online tools that can help you do that. There is PDF Escape for free and DocHub as well. So these are the first set of softwares, William, because some of them actually can deal with PDF2, PDF-A formats. Now let's move to the demo. So the demo that we want to see today is that I have a Google Sheet, but this really doesn't matter, Zach, because instead of the Google Sheet as a source of data, I could have a local Excel file, a local CSV file, a local PDF, or I could have my Directus database, my PostgreSQL database, my CRM, my ERP, Microsoft Dynamics, whatever, Salesforce, anything could be the origin of the data. Now what we will show you is that we pull data from somewhere, from a form of database, we move it to Artilla. Artilla will open a PDF template, which we have, and then it will load my local signature of my director or whatever, and then it will fill up that PDF, sign on behalf of our company, and then make the PDF ready for my customer. Either they can download it, I send it to them by email, but I can automate that onboarding. I can go from data from a database or from a sheet to a ready filled up PDF pre-signed by my company, sending it to the customer, I have shortened, in my experience, we were working with a peer-to-peer lending company where it's micro loans, but a lot of compliance work, which means that they earn a small amount of money, but they take a big amount of risk. And onboarding was taking like a couple of days, sometimes 2 weeks, because you send to the customer the form, and then they reply by email. Sometimes they reply with half of the information, then they send a second email, then you tell them, no, I'm missing that. By the time they fill up the form, it takes days. Sometimes they can't open the PDF form, they print it, they fill it up by hand, by pen, they take a photo, they send you back the photo. You imagine the amount of work that your company is going to get if you don't automate the onboarding. So that's why we put this in our training, because it's a big added value that you guys can acquire and provide to our enterprise clients. So let's look at it with the first live demo. And this file, the whole file, is available on the course page. Sorry, I'm just making this a little bit smaller. So it's called PDF Onboarding Automation version 1. I'll show you very quickly how we have built it and what you need to do. So first, this PDF, Google Sheet, sorry, you take it, you copy it, you go to your browser and you paste it. And please, what you need to do is to you go to File, make a copy, and this is my copy. So I make a copy, and you work on this copy and you make it editable. So now this is a copy that I have. I make sure that I click on Share, and instead of restricted, for now just put anyone with the link, and then put as editor so that Artilla can edit it without any permissions. And for learning purposes, this is the easiest way. Once you copy it and you make it editable, then you copy this URL, you go back to Artilla, and inside here, when you open Artilla, you go to the Google Sheet data, and you replace this with your own Google Sheet. Yeah? And then there is a second place here in the Google Sheet that will mark as to do. Again, I will come here and I will put my new Google Sheet URL. So these are the two places, and there is a third place. I close it, I go back to Artilla, and you see here the starting URL, you need to change it as well. So you go to Configure, and this starting URL, you put your Google Sheet. Okay, now you will be able to play around with this automation project with your own Google Sheet, with your own data. So you can go ahead and change. I just use like very basic names to fill up a form. And let me tell you how this is built. So first, I'll open, so you can do Control Shift G to open the console, or you can right click on the top of the window or somewhere here. Wait, where can we click? Because, yeah, Google has disabled right click. I can't right click, so you do Control Shift J for Windows, and please find it for Mac OS. That will give you the console. And I want to show you, because this is like a double demo, guys. We're demoing our PDF filler command, but also we are demoing our new Google Sheet version 3, which is available on Artilla 7.1. Google Sheet version 3 is even more powerful than before. So what I'm doing right now is I'm telling to Google Sheet, to our command, this is my Google Sheet. The data is in sheet 1. So if you have renamed the sheet here at the bottom left, please rename it here as well in the sheet name. And then you have to tell Artilla, is there a header, yes or no? In our case, yes, there is a header, which is here. So I'm going to reload this. There is a header, therefore I put header yes. Once you configure this, you can collapse it here. You can collapse and collapse. So I collapse it, it's configured. Next, what we are doing, we want to read data. You have few options with the Google Sheet command. You can write data, you can read data, you can update, and you can create new data. In our case here, we want to read the data. And what do we want to read as data is that how it works, the syntax is that I want Artilla to look into column A. So I put column A, column, double dot or column, new. That means that I want all the rows in column A that have new inside in the column A. And right now, all of them are new. So once Artilla knows which rows to target, you have to tell it. Here you can put AND as an operator, you can put exact match, no as sensitivity, and I want Artilla to get me back the data of every row, the data that is in column B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, which is all this data here that I need to fill up my form, which is the data about my students. So I get their first name, last name, SSN number, the gender, the skills, skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, their level of education, and a small biography. So let's say this came from somewhere, from a Google form or whatever, or from a database. So that's what I want to get. The separator is a pipe. And when you put 0 as a limit, that means that I want all the results to come back. If I only want the 10 or 5, then I can change it to 10 or 5. But 0 will get me everything. And then that's it. I can collapse it. And then there is the section here where you can put your prime key, your AIA program prime key. If you put this prime key, it will make the whole Google Sheet work faster and on dedicated resources. So you have to put your email and your AIA prime key here. Yeah. Once you do that, this is ready to go. And I'm going to show you now. I'm going to run it. So I'll go here. I click Control L to free my console. Now I run this. Let's see if I didn't break something. Okay, so you can see that now in Artilla, we have put a lot of guidance to know what's going on. And you can see that here, it will help you fill up the command. So it will tell you, is the Google Sheet correct? Yes. The sheet name? Yes. The header? So it will help you. And in case you don't know how to do, there is some guidance. You can always click how to do here. And it will give you some guidance on how to make the Google Sheet readable. So this is the new way that we're doing with Artilla to make it easier for you guys to debug and configure the commands, especially advanced commands like this one. So it checked everything and everything is fine. Once it checked everything, it started to execute the actual command. And now it pulled all the data for us. You see here, John Doe with his SSN and so on, Maria Del Monte, Roberto, Alfonso, we get all of them. And now this data that I get from Google Sheet, so now you can copy this command name and we feed it to the list. So the way you feed it to the list is that you can use curly bracket and inside you put the command name. Now all this data is served to the list and the list is now going to run the PDF filer, and then after PDF filer we use again the Google Sheet, and this time we use the update column of a target row, because every time I generate the PDF I want to go back into the line that has the current SSN number, and the current SSN number I will mark the column A as done, so that I know that this customer is done. So this is like advanced management. It's almost like you have a CRM and you know how many you processed. So that's what we do in a simple way. We can do a more advanced tutorial. Now, before you start using that, let me show you the PDF filler and how it works. You see here, I have, when you download the zip, we shared with you the zip, and you unzip the, once you unzip, sorry. Okay, the zip that we put in the course, it will be like this once you unzip it. You will have 3 files. The template, so let me open the template for you guys to see. The template is the template that you created with LibreOffice. It can be any template, immigration, PDF, tax form, company account opening, contract, car rental, you know, student registration, anything you want. And here, the good thing is that we've developed the PDF filler command of Artilla to be able not only to input text, but also to check boxes like this, where there is a single choice, but it can also manage multiple choice drop-downs or boxes. It can select a drop-down value in a PDF, high school, undergraduate. It can apply a signature and save the PDF. So it's actually a very powerful command that is available for free. But for it to work, you need to come here and change this path, the local path. Right now, when I unzip that zip file, it came in here. So what you need to do is that you come here and you get your own local file, local path. You copy your local path, whether you're on Mac or Windows or Linux. This is the path that goes and tell us where are the files. And you come in here, this command, and you delete everything that is in front anti-slash. So the file name remains the same, but before that, you please paste your own local file path. So this is my local file path, yeah? And then there is a second place, there is the PDF template location, but also there is the signature file. You see here, signature path. This is to tell Artilla, use this signature file, and this signature file is also in this folder right here on my computer. Okay, once you do that, you will avoid the error of Artilla not finding your files. And let me show you here. I don't need this. In my local folder, this is my signature. It's a fake signature that I'm using. I can show you on Paint. It's going to use this fake signature to apply it on the PDF. So the signature, the template is what Artilla needs, and this is the automation file that you can import. And this is exactly the automation file that I have here. So that's what we do with PDF file filler, PDF filler command. We tell it where is the template, and then you can tell it to save it in a different folder, or you can leave it empty. If you leave it empty, it will drop the file into the same folder where the template was. You can rename the file if you want. Otherwise, it will use the first values to rename the file. Yeah. So, and then here, this is where you code the fields that you want to fill up. So when you are creating the fields with the LibreOffice, every field will have a name. So you have to make sure that you change the name of the field here if you have a different field name. So the syntax is field name in the PDF, column, column, no space, the value that you want to put in that PDF. And the value is coming from our list. And the list is getting the columns. So the columns are, column B will be column 0, and then column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. So by order, I'm feeding list, column, list pipe 0, list pipe 1. That's where my data is in a column format. So we can work on column format later on, guys. This is a quick overview. Now this signature position, signature can be any image. This is where you tell it in which Y and X position of pixels you want to apply the signature, and the size of your signature in terms of height and width of the signature in pixels. So you can play around with this to place your signature and modify the size. That will make it for you to use this command. Now, let's run it, guys. Okay, so look at my folder here. I'm going to put my folder on the left side, right here. Okay, right now in my folder, I only have 3 files, but I'm going to run the Artilla automation. And I'm going to go Control J and put it side by side with our folder. So you can see now it's starting, it's getting the data from Google Sheet. We're going to see here the data popping up. This is the data of our students that have new in the column. John Doe is already there. The contract for John Doe is filled up, signed. Contract for Maria is ready. And the contract for Roberto is also ready. And look at the Excel file there, the Google Sheet. It went a bit fast, but you see all my customers now are done. That means that Artilla generated their PDF, made it done. So you saw how fast it is. So we can do like thousands of clients like this per hour. Now let's look at what we get. Let's look at John contract. Sorry, we're going to compare John file with the data that we actually had here. Okay, let's look at this. So John Doe, John as a first name, Doe as a last name. Yes, it went in the proper place. The SSN number has been fed here. It ends with 54. Yes. Gender was a drop down, was a checkbox. It checked male. That's correct. Skill one was automation. Oh, I made a mistake. Automation AI and BPMN. So my bad. I didn't rename. So my fault here. I should have renamed actually JavaScript, Java, and Python with automation AI and BPMN. So this is my mistake. But then the education, graduate, yes, graduate was selected in the dropdown. And then biography, happy going tech enthusiast. It was saved here. We can make it bigger. And my signature or my director signature, I misplaced it. I can modify the X and Y. I should make it appear here. But I think you got the point. Let's look at Maria. And there you have for Maria Delmont. And this time she's female and she has a high school degree and her document is ready to go. Only she has to sign. And then I go to Roberto. And Roberto is also his SSN number. He prefers not to say, and he is a graduate. So job done, guys. We got all our PDFs automatically filled. And if you can do it, you know, we have this saying, Eli, if you can do it with 3 or 10, you can do it with 1,000. Once it works with Artilla, after that, it's pretty resilient. So this is it for now. And I'm going to come back into our video mode for us to discuss and take questions. Here we go.
Anybody got any questions? Because at the moment it's crickets. So obviously everybody's understanding. Anybody got questions?
Mohammed, can you go just rehash again what's making the transfer of sensitive data a little bit more secure for those of us that are not as technologically savvy?
Yes, sure. So let me use, I'm going to use an example here. 1 second. Eric, can I use your instance as an example, please?
Of course. Sure.
Excellent. So I'm going to use Eric backend, which we already installed, and Zach, you will get the same. Eli, you got yours this week, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of you guys, especially for master agents, you will get, each one of you will get this system. And we're just barely finishing it. Some of you we are going to deliver this week or early next week. So this is the backend system with an advanced database, Zach, that is fully owned, 100% private to Eric business. And this database is using PostgreSQL, and it has vectorial support, so we can deal with AI data, which even Microsoft and Microsoft SQL and Oracle database are not able to support. So people are paying tons of money with Oracle database and Microsoft SQL, and they're not able to support binary JSON B, and they're not supporting vectorial data. We are supporting vectorial data, and we can automate all this with Artilla. So you would have your database like this with your own clients. And in this automation, let me show you here, Zach. In this automation, all you have to do, and we can create, later on we will create a new version of this automation to work with a secure way. You see this automation here, all you need to do is, instead of the Google Sheet, you can use our new command, which is called Directus API. So Directus here, Directus API v1, you will do the same thing, you will configure it, and it's roughly the same as the Google Sheet here. You see, it looks the same, it behaves the same. It will pull the data, so exactly almost the same. You read the data from this row and you return me these columns. And instead of the data now coming from Google Sheet, it will be coming from your own private database. And this will be like 100% secure and private.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. And thank you, Eric, for allowing this to be shown.
No problem.
So I hope you guys can see the potential of this, especially when you, if you have customers who are onboarding, if you have enterprise clients who are onboarding hundreds or thousands of new customers per day. They may have a whole team of onboarding, and maybe they have 10, 20 employees just to manage the onboarding. We could do the same with 2, 3 people that are supervising an automated onboarding process. And now we can reallocate the other 7 persons or the other 6 persons into doing like more added value, going to sales, or like you say, Jesse, to M&A, customer acquisition, because we know that we have optimized our onboarding and it's like at least semi-automated.
So in the integration period, whenever a company is acquired, there's a review of all the contracts and an issuance of new contracts for most employees under the new entity. So this could be a huge time saver and game changer in the M&A world, I can imagine.
Yeah. And like you said, you can pick up old contracts, read the data from old contracts, put them in the new contract, save it, and then we have Artilla commands to even send the email with the PDF. So Artilla could take the data, fill up the PDF, save it in your local folder to have it as a backup or archive, and then send it by email, and then write in your database that the new contract was sent. So status is new contract sent. So yeah, this can be a huge saving, like hours and hours and hours.
I can imagine. And we're always looking to cut time. I mean, that's the biggest thing in the process is time equals money. So I think this would be a big hit.
Yeah, and the second advantage, Jess, is that nobody is going to misspell Mohammed.
That's right.
Yeah. Or nobody is going to misspell Zach.
As we do business, across the world, I'm sure that's a challenge as well.
Yeah, I have friends that or my family name SV. People will remove the space in the middle, but then legally speaking, it was refused by the French embassy, and they made so the French embassy made a mistake in my passport. They didn't put the space, and then when I went back to them, I told them, guys, there is a space, and they said, no, it's not important. But then when I applied for the local residency in Mauritius, they told me, no, a space breaks the integrity, even though it's
it's not important when they don't really want to put in the work.
Exactly, yeah. So it took me 1 month to wait for an appointment to get a new passport because of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this will be avoidable because whatever, if there was a mistake initially, that mistake will be reproduced in terms of spelling. But if your original data is okay, we avoid the human tiredness. We copy paste and we make mistakes. So this is huge. So privacy, resilience, precision, and huge time saving, hopefully. Now, what we will add later on, guys, is that instead of this graphic signature that I use for demo purposes, we can apply the legal digital signatures. So we will come up with Artilla and some other systems, maybe even a DocuSign integration, where you can get the PDF filled up, sent to DocuSign, and then every person involved in the contract will sign, and then DocuSign takes over. So that's the idea here.
Has this answered Jasmine's question that she put up there? I think it probably has. With respect to the demo just showcased, as an algorithmic process notary, how much of the legal compliance could this legally account for?
How much of the legal compliance work? Sorry, I didn't get it. Or maybe Jasmine, can you rephrase it, please?
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
So I guess I'm asking, could this actually work in place of a notary, right? Do you still have to have the human oversight for legal reasons, or could you get away with an algorithmic process just being a notary?
Oh, yes, I got it. So notary is a very good example, but even like across industries, we always advise to avoid doing 100% automation, because if there is a mistake and there is legal responsibility, you're not in a good position. So even if, let's say, Jasmine, we have the potential to do 100% automation, we don't want to in regulated companies. You want to do 80-20 and always keep 20 for the notary or a human to supervise, double check before sending. And only when you have sent, let's say, hundreds or thousands of these, and you see that there is 100% precision and no mistake, then you can look at fully automating. So this is also what we need to teach our enterprises, that you may be euphoric when you see automation and you want to automate 100%, but you never know. So Jasmine, let's target 80% algorithmic automation and always keep a 10-20% for human follow-up, supervision, organization, management. Yeah, so I could introduce a step, Jasmine, here. We could introduce a step in our database where we prepare the file, we put it in a folder, but we do not send it by email to the customer. We trigger an email to the supervisor, say a new contract is ready, click here to review. And we make it super easy for the reviewer. Say, okay, this is the contract, yes, it's the right customer, the right legal terms, and then he says approve, and then that will send the email.
Gentlemen, ladies, I have to leave. I can't stay for the rest of the Q&A session. Mohammed, thank you so much.
Pleasure, you.
Today, and guys, it's nice to meet everybody, and really an honor to be part of this group. Thank you.
Jesse, don't worry, and see you another time.
Take
Welcome
care.
again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Forgive me, guys, a bit of water.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Who is speaking, please?
It's Alan.
Alan, how are you?
I'm well, thanks for asking. Just wanted to answer that last query about the notary.
Mm-hmm.
It would not suffice to do a digital because uh, the law requires that that signature be witnessed as it's being placed on the form. If that answers the question, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it depends. Yeah,
That
sorry.
is. Yeah,
Pardon me?
Ardell, that absolutely answers the question. Are we at the point where the algorithmic process, right, the AI can act as a witness within those documents, right? So legally, no, and then also from a technical aspect, it is not advised. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think it depends on the regulator. So normally, like a country like the US, they are pushing hard for paperless. Because of the nature of pollution and so on. But then sometimes you have like a specific activity or a specific thing where they say, no, you have to do it on paper. In that case, of course, we can't get the 100% potential of this. But in that case, Alan, what you could do is that the preparation of all the documentation and the filling up is done algorithmically, and then the PDF is produced, and then whatever regulation is there that they need to print or have a human or a testimony, then they do it in that way, and then maybe they scan it, and then you push it again into an automation flow post human
Yeah,
intervention. Yeah.
yeah, because you do have notaries like for legal documents, real estate documents that are signed all the time.
Yeah.
And after the pandemic had taken place, and we had, a lot of those individuals needing to get their documents signed. So then you had a rise of these online notaries, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, and the online notaries were able to basically notarize online, but they were able to do all of their necessary legal requirements
Yes.
as a result of that as well.
So we've worked on projects with the Swiss Post and other postal systems, because Swiss Post has its own digital signature. And when I was in Switzerland in a compliance firm, and we were working with public notaries, and I think it's the same in the US, public notaries, they have what we call advanced digital signatures, where they have an electronic pad where they put their thumb for biometric signature. So there is a more advanced form of digital signature that then gives you like a higher level of compliance to use digital documents. So you also need to study that. And for example, in the company formation world, when we form a company in Delaware or somewhere, we receive digitally signed documents. So I think when it comes from the public notary alone, that should be workable. But beside these specific cases, Alan, I think most of the businesses can benefit from almost automating everything when it comes to
Well,
PDF
yeah,
signature. Yeah.
in fact, I work with a lot of applications myself, but we actually have what's known as digital signatures,
Mm-hmm.
whereas you're actually saying, yes, I authorize this to take the place of, my actual signature. So in that case, has the same effect, but it depends on the regulatory agency,
Yeah.
what they accept, so everybody's going to be a little bit different when it comes to that.
Yes. No, definitely, and this comes to in our cost track where we do the BPMN and we ask the company about their processes, their regulators. That's where we identify that. Alan, before I forget, this is something that you talked about last week. You were asking about what can we do with a local AI model in terms of checking videos and then recognizing data and extracting data from videos.
Ye-
Yeah.
Yes, because what happens is the actual legal, well, the actual stamp that only counts as what shows visibly on the screen. Not that you can sync up with your own external mechanism, but you actually have what's actually on the screen is what counts. So you have to be able to identify that count on the screen and then
Yes.
proceed.
No, definitely, and also I wanted to refer to, you know, you were talking, your friend had some videos and he makes notations. He does video inspections or inspections of something, and then there was a video to transcribe. You remember?
That's correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's
So
how it works.
so this new model of Qwen-2 VL actually can read videos of more than 1 hour, because the other vision models that we had before, like Llama 3.2 Vision, they are not able to read videos, and especially if the video is long. But this particular model may be of interest for your use case, Alan, because if you have this kind of graphic cards that we said that maybe we should buy, then you will be able to offer to that customer a local AI model that can go through the whole video, even if it's more than 1 hour. I think you were saying 2 or 3 hours videos.
Yes, 3 hours.
Yeah, so
and
now
more
we
time.
start. So last week I told you no, it's not possible. That's crazy, guys. Last week or 2 weeks ago I was telling you it's not possible, and now it's already possible to do it locally with this model. Maybe not perfectly, but this is a very good news for you, Alan. In a couple of months I think we will have a version that could be very useful for your case.
I'll be giving it a gander.
Yes. Excellent. Eli, anything you spotted, any need, any questions of your own, please let me know.
No, I'm actually flabbergasted how fast the technology is moving, as you said about with the video side of it. And you literally blink a week later. It's moving on actually a weekly basis, in a huge way, you know?
Yeah.
And just amazing.
No, it's super cool, and if we adopt our strategy of being data centric, we will always be benefiting from these fast innovations, because we prepared our data to deal with vectorial format, binary format, text format, and we can plug into whatever comes in. So this is what we need to also share with our customers, is that yes, there is an effort. It may take you 1, 2, 3 months to prepare our data centric structure that we propose, but after that you can freshly adopt any evolution and any technology. And yes, this is going. This is very impressive. I think this is going to accelerate, Eli. Once in the US and elsewhere, there is the GB10. These powerful computers that we were talking about earlier. So this is the Dell version, but there is Asus and others. They have also their own version. So this it's going to come up. Yeah, this small mini PC can take a 200 billion parameter AI model. To give you an idea, this little mini PC that I can have in my office can hold the whole size of ChatGPT 3. When it came up, it was 150 billion parameter. So that means that I can host in my local side what OpenAI was spending millions of dollars to host just 3 years ago or 2 years ago. So it's really a crazy. So once this is in the hands of people, people are going to create more and more models, more and more fine-tuned models. So this is going to accelerate, and we are ready for that.
No, definitely. I mean, the software is moving fast, but the hardware, I think, I predict is going to go down by a third in the next year. China is bringing out their own chipset.
Oh yeah.
But with more competition, and I think that's what it needs. And America, they own the hardware, but I think with more competition coming on board now.
Yeah. And there is also a competition.
Really,
there's competition coming from Germany. There's a German company doing light-based processors, analog GPUs. Yeah, that once that comes to the market, it's going to be something amazing. Yeah.
That's it, because I think it's about 1,000 times faster, isn't it? Something like that.
It's almost like unlimited faster, because it's the speed of light, and it doesn't heat up. It doesn't create heat, and you can transfer data in all the frequencies of the light. Yeah, in all the frequencies, and there's an unlimited number of frequencies within the light, within a small one.
They can piggyback.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going towards an amazing way, and we just need to be able to understand how we prepare our data and how we benefit from those technologies to transform our data and get it back in our system to monetize this added value. Yeah.
Anyone got questions before?
Yeah, Tanel, we didn't hear you. If you're there, please don't be shy. You can say hi and throw in questions as well.
Jasmine?
Oh, Jasmine, yes. Eric, I think raised the hand.
Hey.
Okay.
I have a question regarding the computer. You said that if everyone here would get one, you said it would make sense to make like a connection between each other.
Yes.
And make our own network out of it. Is there, since we're moving to Mauritius as well,
yeah,
and I just want to leave it in Germany, if so, with my parents or somewhere.
Yeah.
What would be a requirement for it to be running smoothly?
Very good question.
My parents.
Yes.
My parents have no clue.
Let me show
you.
you.
I remember your Jet. Yeah.
Exactly. Jet KVM. That's what we need. This little piece of technology, again, it's like $60, $80. You plug it to your server, and you will be able to control this server from Mauritius or whatever, even in flight. Last time I was taking a flight.
Is it like a remote desktop session then?
Exactly. It's a remote desktop that can use the local Wi-Fi. So even if your server lost the cable connection, it can still connect through the Wi-Fi. You can debug it and reconnect your server, reboot your server. You can even update the BIOS. So this is like advanced technology.
It's in fact pressing the button if you need to restart the computer.
Exactly. It can do that. Yeah. It can do that it can do that on servers and computers that do have the network-based reboot. But in most cases, you can launch the reboot, wait for it to come back online, and this thing reconnects, and then you have access again to the server. Now, if there is a hard stop, then you will have to ask your family to click the button physically.
So this is just for which case? Because I of course, it acts outside of the server, while a remote desktop session needs the server to be running.
No, that's the good thing, is that this uncouples that. This doesn't need the server to be running because it has its own Wi-Fi connection.
And I checked it last time. A Kickstarter campaign already finished, but you can still buy it there, right?
Yeah, I think soon they will retail it very soon.
Oh, so it's not delivered yet. Okay. So, but anything else? No monitor, nothing.
No monitor. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. Okay. But I advise you still keep a small monitor with a keyboard and mouse in case somebody needs to type a password or something. It will make it easier for controlling that computer. But if you buy that mini PC, you could also bring it with you to Mauritius. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fly. If I can't get it from here, I will fly, bring one back, and just use it from here, because in Mauritius there is optic fiber, 1 gigabyte download and 100 megabyte upload. So 100 megabyte upload is not super big, but it's quite good already.
It's amazing. Here in Germany, I have 50 megabytes up and down. That's it.
Oh, so we have double the speed, 20 times the download speed.
Sorry.
Yes. No, in that case, you can think about it, where to put it best.
I was thinking about Starlink, because that gives you the possibility to be disconnected from any cables or governments.
Yes, we studied that, but then it's only 30. No, it's 30 megabyte upload or 20 megabyte. It's not enough.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's enough for personal use and maybe development, but if you want to sustain like enterprise level access to your database, you need 100 megabyte upload. So we're waiting for that. We're waiting to get Starlink or 5G with that level of upload. But you can combine.
Basically, we just need the computer, and then we will just wait and see what happens.
I think, if you have...
Is there a plan? Who's getting it in the group here? You're getting it. Ryan, I think, is getting it, of course.
Yeah.
Eli, are you spending 3K on a computer?
I would love to. I'm a gadget man, for sure.
So here, if you haven't done it, guys, at least you should reserve. Even if you're not going to buy it, just book it, because maybe if you want to buy it, or somebody, your neighbor, your friend, this will go out of stock very fast. So this link, I will share it in the group. You can pre-purchase. They have 3 models. So, Mog, long time no see, man. How are you?
I am good.
Nice.
soaking it in, guys.
Yes. So this new baby is coming up, man. So you can set up your own data center, GPU data
Already
center.
on the waiting list. Already on the waiting list.
Excellent. Which one did you take?
I believe it's the DGX Spark one.
This one. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so powerful.
I think it's the 4 terabytes.
Yeah. Nice, well done. So also, guys, whoever purchased this, please let us know, because then we will publish a map to show to all clients and enterprise who do not want to have their own hardware. They can use you guys as their own private data center that is also physically near them. So you can. So we will invest on developing some technologies, guys, for server management to share with you, so that we can all become like a distributed network of GPU private enterprise hosting provider. So then we can debug the automation side, the AI side, and the server side, and provide self-hosted services nearby our customers.
Do you think there's going to be a market for that? Like,
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It may be slow to pick up. So either they're gonna buy the hardware themselves, or they're gonna ask us to self-host it in their locality. And I'm gonna tell you why, Eric. Because more and more compliant rules are making data localized. They're requiring data localization. So even though there is this big talk that data should be cross-border, blah blah blah. Actually, no, there's so much regulations that they're all locking down on geolocations of hosting. So, and now it's not just the country. Sometimes you have regulation that if you're a hospital in the state of, I don't know, in the state of Florida, maybe it's better for you to host in Florida instead of in Nevada, you know, for multiple reasons.
I'm 100% with you on that, but now I have a customer and he's asking me, where's the data hosted? And I'm going to say Germany, but it's going to be the house of my dad.
So it has to be a presenter logo. Yeah.
You know, but what location should it be then to make it
so you have two parts
applicable for the group?
You have two parts for this, Eric. There is the perception of security and there is the actual security. So actual security, we can build up similar security as a data center. And actually we may have more security because we are hosting in an unexpected way and in an unexpected place. Usually hackers, they know data center, they know the nodes, they would attack the data center. But for us, we're like too small, we're like everywhere. So discovery is harder. Now, yes, saying it's hosted with my father or my grandfather, that's not good. But if you say it's hosted in our private office with redundant electricity, redundant internet, in a anti-fireplace, something, in a regular office, even if it's a small office, I think it could do the job. You can say we have this works, Eric. We have a micro data center, which is true. This is actually more than a micro, because with this number of RAM, it's huge. So you can say I have a micro or a mini data center in our office, specialized in hosting AI automation applications, not regular applications, AI automation applications. Micro colo, micro colo, micro cloud, local GPU cloud. We will find the right keyword. Thank you, Mug. So we are speaking ahead of time a little bit, Eric. But I think this is going to become a reality, because people do it already with the smaller graphic cards. There is a whole network of renting GPUs at private people places. Yeah, let me show you how is it called? I forgot the name. ChatGPT. What is the website where we can rent on demand GPU servers in a distributed cloud? How is it called?
A distributed. Well, no, this is kind of like what I was speaking to you about, having a distributed network, like for us as Artilla.
Yes, right, this is the one, Vast.AI. I use this actually. So I was putting my GPUs here, but it didn't make enough money. So it makes more money than Bitcoin, than mining Bitcoin. But this is
no way.
Yeah, it makes a little bit more money. But I calculated with my GPU cards, With the 3090, I would make 100 euro per month if it runs 24 hours. But then the electricity cost in Mauritius is too high, so it was not worth it. But this is, you see here, you can rent from private individuals who have graphic cards, like the RTX 4090, you can, even the 3060, you can rent it out. But you see, you rent it out at 7 cents per hour. This is distributed using peer-to-peer private people, so they're probably hosting this in their home. This works, this is already huge, Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so this is the new world we're living in. I think distributed systems. So why does this work, Eric? Is because Vast.AI, if you want to make your computer part of their network, you have to install Linux, their version of Linux. You have to install their software. You don't install anything else. Only their stack, which is secured, and they have the root access. So this is the way that they tell to their clients, yes, the servers are maybe in the house of a 20 years old, in a grandfather house or whatever, but it's secured by our network and our technology. We control the hardware by distance.
Perfect.
Yeah. We could use something similar to this. But we can make much more money than this because we're not offering just the hardware. We're hosting the AI automation application, so we can make much more money out of our hardware because we're selling a service. So it's called infrastructure as a service, IaaS, infrastructure as a service.
And I'm sorry, completely different topic, still
Sure.
software though. Directus, this is the thing that you set up for us. This is basically a normal Directus CMS. So whenever I have an issue with it, Directus itself, I can go to the manuals of Directus and check it out and stuff like that. Because I want to add a second database for another project.
Yeah.
And I don't know, mix up data. So I want to know how. So I go online and just check out what's the process.
That's right. You can use the regular documentation. There's one specific thing is that we use our own PostgreSQL image because the PostgreSQL database that is behind, we install pgvector, which is the vector, and we install PostGIS for the geolocation. That is not available by default. So that's the only thing that we change, and we have our own. How you call it? We generated our own binary version of PostgreSQL to accelerate installation. So just reach out to us. We will show you how to create a second database. But it may not be needed because normally we just create a second table for a second project.
Yeah.
Because
the second project would be fine.
Yeah, that's better because PostgreSQL is really strong. You can host tons of data. You don't have to replicate the instance itself.
Okay.
Yeah. Any question, guys? On the PDF, so we went into different Q&A, but about the PDF automation and PDF format, I hope first, is this going the right way? Or is this too granular? Or is this not deep enough? That kind of feedback also is welcome so that we can adapt. Is it practical enough? And so on. So that would be nice to have that feedback as well.
Sam, you got your hand up. You've got something to say.
No, sorry.
Excellent. So we're getting in our usual 1 hour and a half, I think. Eric, you have more questions. Please don't be shy.
I just wanted to give you the feedback that you asked for.
Yes.
So regarding PDF, it's great to know what we can do with Artilla. I don't have a case for PDFs yet, but rather the other way around. I have invoices, and maybe I want to vectorize them in the database then later.
Yes.
To attach them to customers. But other than that, the other way around, I don't have a use for it yet. But
yes,
that's something that you can keep in mind when you talk to a client. And
yes,
yeah, of course.
So the same automation
very handy, especially with the versions. Sorry, that was my last sentence.
No, it's very good that you bring up this point, because this flow, the reverse flow of it, is also doable with Artilla. Like you said, you can pull the data, structured data from invoices, push them to your Directus with the VAT number, the VAT amount, the total amount, the customer, the supplier. You can do exactly the same using the structured output technique that we saw last week. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So I have already the first task from the first new project. Great.
Nice. Yes, excellent. Is there anything in the chat, Eli?
Nothing at all.
Yes. Okay.
Any questions whatsoever? Anybody got any extra things to that's scratching their heads with?
Yes. Kim, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Mohammed.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, to the feedback piece, I know when we spoke initially, and I made some whatever request for your time, which was to have 4 of these a month. You answered to it, and it has been nothing but excellent. This is the highlight of my month, or the week, rather, and the pace is perfect because it's practical, it's granular enough, and I'm sure if you wanted to go into more granularity, we could reach out to you and you give us the time. So thank you very much. Just want to say that.
Thank you very much, Kim, and happy to have you. And also, please, let's contribute and add more to this in the artilla.com/community. Myself, I haven't been as active as I wished, but please help us. Thank you, Kim.
Deal. I'll be here. You got me, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Okay, Cyrus, how are you?
Oh, good. Yeah, I was just, I agree with Kim on that one.
Superb. Yeah, let's see. I think maybe Ryan, if you don't be shy, because I think you will be dealing with a lot of PDFs in your use case. So if there is anything, happy to cover it here if it's useful for the community, especially.
Yeah, lots of good information. I don't have any questions currently, but yeah, a lot to digest. I actually probably want to go back and dig into it a little more deeply. So thank you.
Pleasure. We will put the video and the transcription in the course on artilla.com/community. So please go back to it and don't hesitate with the questions.
Yeah, I guess one follow-up that's not necessarily PDF oriented, but we've talked a little bit in a one-on-one as well, but just greater clarity on where the data is going to be stored. I think is going to be paramount for us to be able to document that, even if it's going to be one place for a period of time and then migrate it over once we get our hardware set up. I think being able to communicate that clearly and accurately will be important for clients.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. I think that we will also work on that, and we will prepare some guidelines, some good practices for that as we go with the program.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Looks like we've exhausted the questions. So maybe Eli, the usual last words to you, please.
Well, Mohammed, it seems like every single week you're getting better and better because there's less questions and less questions. So obviously you're the man at the moment, the man of the hour, and we appreciate you for sure. It's just amazing how Artilla actually has this framework, and no matter what comes across with all this new technology every single week, I can see how it's easy and still plausible to be able to plug into the system. So as you were saying, no matter what happens in the next few months, and who knows where this is going, because it's just absolutely crazy what is happening with the things that you can do with AI. But I can see Artilla is always going to be able to plug into these systems, and we'll always be able to use them. And from the point of view of being independent, not free because we're still paying for service, etc., but we're not paying the ridiculous rates of these big companies, right?
Exactly.
That independence that we need for enterprises, and that's what's massive at the moment, is just being independent for ourselves and being independent for our clients. So that's really good. So it's just blowing me away. So Mohammed, thank you for allowing us to join with you on your journey, because you're learning as you're going, as we're learning with you at the same time. And and it's absolutely wonderful. So thank you. Cyrus, did you just put up your hand, or was
Yes.
that
Yeah, I did. So okay, so there's two things. The first one is, Mohammed, this might be a more personal, like one-on-one thing, maybe, but I was as for Directus, it went down again. So I was wondering, yeah, so I wanted to talk to you about that, but maybe it's a one-on-one thing.
Sure.
Although I guess the question could be, is anyone else having trouble with the install script that you had? Because it might be that, or it might just be
So for you is a bit particular because we're not managing your server. You're doing it on your own. So normally when we do it, because it will use the full stack that we have, we can avoid some, I don't know what's happening maybe in the back end or something. But we'll look at it. If it doesn't work, if it keeps going down, I think let's just move it to our full stack in our same hosting. Then you will benefit from the same standardized deployment. I think that would be better for you, Cyrus.
Okay.
If it's doable for you.
Maybe it's a one-on-one thing.
I
hope this isn't inappropriate, but if you have a minute or two after, that I would really appreciate talking to you. Okay. And the second thing is more of a group thing, but now that the community is up, I would love to know what all of you guys do. So introductions there. And I was actually writing one, so I'm probably going to post that for me today, but that would be super helpful for me because you guys all seem like very interesting people. So
yes. No, definitely. Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you, Cyrus. Yeah, Eli, please.
Yeah. No, Cyrus, that's beautiful. You're totally right. Let's start posting within the community. I know we're busy, but let's just give 5 minutes just to put a little something in there and start to get things going.
And guys, please reach out to Cyrus and put pressure on him because he may be the youngest in our group, but he has quite an impressive level of wisdom and knowledge. So Cyrus, well done. Wish you the best. You're starting early. It's amazing. And Eli, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Eric,
please.
There's a thread in the community. So who's open for work? Where I asked the community to, tell about everyone, what everyone's doing and stuff. So if you guys want to pick up on that, there's a thread for that.
So Eric, can I try to rephrase it and you tell me if I understand correctly?
Better. Just make it better. Yes.
Yeah. Are you saying that you need some help and you're ready to pay for it if there is an expert to help you with some automations, or are you saying that we go to catch some clients, to serve some clients?
It's actually both, but more on the second. I have tasks that I can't fulfill myself, so I would like to partner up, and that's why I asked what everyone's doing and what everyone is good at.
So you guys heard, that's nice. We can start to contribute and make partnerships. Thank you, Eric. I was going to say something, Eli. Thank you for your good words, and but I can't take the the credit like this alone. It's thank you to the team because there is a whole team working in the dark or in the. I'm just a delivery boy, basically. Yeah, there is a whole factory behind. They're working hard. I get to deliver and test it and firsthand bring it and share it with you guys, but there is a team. So I'd like to divert and forward those recognitions to the team as well. And thank you, Eli. It's very encouraging for us because guys, remember we are grassroots. We're actually just 4.5 people in the company, so it's still a very small company. 3.5, 4.5, yeah. So hopefully we will grow together. We will get more engineers, and then we can accelerate the software development pace. But I think we have enough to do work, as you could see. So let's produce added value, make money, and we all reinvest in where the money should be reinvested first. Is that covering everything? And if it is, Eli, I'll let you close the session.
Is everybody finished with their questions before we shut down? Just anything. Eric, I know you've got plenty of questions, so don't be shy.
No, it's all right for today. I don't want to bore everyone.
Oh, you won't bore us. Don't worry, we'll get on a podcast very soon. I haven't forgotten, so we'll probably do that next week. I'll contact you. In the meantime, everybody, thank you for. Yeah, definitely. Everybody, thank you for coming on here and not being a note taker. At least there are real people amongst us. We have to do something about that note taking for sure.
Indeed.
But Cyrus, thank you for bringing up about connecting as a community. You're totally right. I think it's time for us just to splash what we do, what we're doing, how we can help, and etc., and start communicating with each other. It's got to the stage where we've got enough knowledge now with the hardware and the software, and let's start communicating. I think it's good to do that. And
Super.
With that said, thank you, everyone, and sayonara.
Sayonara, everyone. Thank you again.
Good night.
Good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yeah, have a wonderful day.